Hi, I'm Dave. In this video, I want to talk about another one of the subtle senses that we have as humans and how that's being amplified right now. Today is July 5th, 2020. Basically, the energy that's out and about is creating an environment where the subtle senses that we have as humans is being energized so that we can sense it better than what we could before. So in this particular video, I want to talk about being empathetic, being able to feel others, and consciousness, being attracted to consciousness. So basically, you probably already have a pretty good concept of what being empathetic is all about. Basically, it is feeling the emotions of others. So you go to a party and you can feel the different people that you interact with, what is going on with them, how they are, what emotional state they're in, what they're emoting, what they're putting out. You standing there receiving that can tell what they're feeling. Now, in order to do that, or if you practice that, you have to put energy into knowing what your own state is. If your own state is, well, calm and collected, when you walk into an environment where somebody is no longer calm and collected, you can feel that the energy is coming from them rather than coming from you. If you vibrate with their intention, in other words, you become confrontational or you become angry or agitated like they are, then everything gets cloudy and you've synchronized with the other person. So at that point, you may find yourself saying things or doing things which aligns to that energy, which is a little bit more confrontational. Likewise, if it's sadness or depression, you can align to that and you can feel that yourself. Now, being empathetic is something that people have talked about for years, for a long time. If you practice that, you can get good at it. Well, the energy that's out and about is making that thicker. Okay, it's becoming more prevalent. And another way of looking at that is in being able to feel others, is that when you think about your aura is out at about 3 feet, so arm's length, pretty much. When you interact with somebody else and the auras come together, we get that intersection that happens. And when that aura intersects, you just naturally feel the other person. If you can tell the difference between your feelings or know what state you are in, then when you intersect with somebody else, you can feel that. Now, as our space gets more energized, those auras are going to grow, and they'll grow out to, say, double or whatever. They'll grow out to some more energized depth. And when it does, it means that the number of intersections that you're going to have is going to be more, because it's twice as far. It's going to be amplified. So in other words, it's kind of like listening to music. If you have it on really low, you're not going to hear all those little subtleties of it. But you turn it up a bit, all of a sudden, you're going to get all the subtleties of all the little things that are happening in the background. Same thing's going to happen with regards to your subtle sense of being able to feel somebody else. Now, this is also an important thing to be aware of when you look at it for the law of attraction, or you look at it as consciousness attracts other like consciousness. So if you are in a calm state, chances are you're going to run into, or you're going to attract people in a calm state. And when you interact with them, you'll be able to, well, it'll just be natural. It'll feel natural for you. And when you come across people that are outside of your state, it's going to feel a little bit more dissident. There'll be a vibration change, an aggravation to your sense of being that will draw your attention to it. It'll draw your consciousness to that situation. It'll draw your awareness there. That's one of the cool things about what's happening, is that our awareness is being amplified so that we can see, feel, understand the subtle aspects of what's going on. So the law of attraction is going to help you understand what state you're in. If you're agitated and you go out and about, that law of attraction is going to bring in others that are agitated, and you're going to find that agitation between you and them, between whoever it is that you're running into. It can be in that simple conversation that happens at a transaction at the grocery store, or just the littlest of things. But if you're in a state of confrontation or dissidence or anger, you're going to find that you're going to run into the other people and they are going to resonate. Chances are they're going to resonate with it. If they're not thinking about it, they're not conscious about what they're doing, they will just naturally create that opposition for you because you're going to attract that to you. That law of attraction is very important. This also is very important with regards to the duality that we have in our human experience, the male-female dynamic. And so since this is a tarot website, I'm going to relate all three of these things back to the Lover's card. The Lover's card is going to have this element built into its spiritual understanding that you are going to be attracted to that polar opposite, but it's simply a way to complete yourself. You, just like everybody else, is part of a whole. Okay, and so being part of a whole is going to give that natural attraction to try to find that connection, which draws you to others, which is, you can really think of it as being drawn to consciousness. People are consciously drawn to each other. So when you think about going for a walk in nature or going to the river, where you're drawn to nature, in that particular case, a lot of times you're being drawn to be separate from the consciousness. You're choosing to step away from consciousness because when you step into an environment like the stream and the trees or that humanless area, you find that the energies associated with that don't have anywhere near the dynamics that you do when you run into another human. Human-to-human dynamics is like attracting like. We are going to interface. We're going to find a way to communicate. We're going to delve into our own subtle characteristics. The aspects that turn me on are going to turn you on. Things that turn me off are going to turn you off. We're going to find that dynamic. So as we attract things into our lives, it quite often comes through another human. Humans are where the power is. Humans have dominion over the earth that we'll see in the tarot card, the next tarot card, which is the Chariot. Here, though, what we're seeing, what we get to experience is that the Lover's card, or this subtle energy that's around us all the time, is an attraction. Lovers is an attraction. Lovers is the wanting to be around the energy, wanting to have that experience, wanting to interface with, thus the aura space, wanting to get in other people's auras and experience what's going on there, wanting to feel others, being empathetic, wanting to have a close, intimate relationship with someone because the consciousness is amplified as you dive deeper into it. When you provide the open heart, when you provide the truth that allows you to be vulnerable and open up to who you are. Basically, the attraction here is the knowing that when you do provide the vulnerabilities and you do join into the situation to find that bond with someone else, the experience is going to be highlighted. The experience is going to be amplified. The experience is going to be way beyond simply an intellectual experience or a physical experience. It's going to be an experience of consciousness. It is a shared energy experience. It is something that goes way beyond a simple concept. And so we as humans are always looking to amplify our experience through that law of attraction. So the key thing here is, because this is part of the subtle aspects of being human, be aware of this. Know that the space around us is being energized so that we're going to be able to have more powerful, intimate relationships. You have to choose to go into it. You have to be aware of it. This is a choice of the heart. You have to actively participate. You have to be vulnerable. You have to allow people in your aura. You have to be able to want to experience the emotions of others and share your own experience with them. So anyway, if you have any questions about it, let me know. This is just my experience of what I'm seeing become more more sensible now. We can sense this now. If you pay attention to it, chances are you're going to feel it too. Before you go, like and comment so other people can find this content too. If you think you might be coming back, feel free to subscribe. I don't put out a lot of content, and you'll be able to easily find my channel again. Also, don't forget about the website. It is a tool for you. Registering and logging in is free, and it gets you all the information about all of my cards. Or if you're feeling courageous, maybe even purchase a tarot card reading. When I do readings, I basically will have you on the phone, record you, and we'll go through this process. It usually lasts about an hour, and we'll get into subconscious answers for your questions. Another way of helping me out is to share one of my videos on your social media. Any way that you can get my information out so that it can help more people, because the information's already there. Another way you can support me is to buy my children's book, A Loving Saint, Sai Baba. I was the illustrator. I work with Arthi as the author on this book. You can find it on Amazon. And thank you for the support. May these videos find you happy and healthy.